Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to have a quick look at reversal signals when they occur in really strong trends. So the chart that I've got up here is West Texas Intermediate Crude, WTI, and it's the daily chart. And it is current. Right now you can see the current daily candle. This little sort of bar over here is printing, so we haven't seen too much action. So if you have a look at this a little bit later on today, you can kind of compare where we're at, but doesn't really matter too much. So obviously the big news on oil for the last sort of year and a half has been the massive decline. And it's pretty easy to see. If we back this chart up a bit, I'm going to keep on the daily time frame. We had these highs that sort of peaked in mid-2014, over $100 a barrel, and here we are trading at just under $40 a barrel today. And you know, the downtrend is extensive. We've obviously, everyone sort of chatted about it. It's been in the news for quite a while, and you know, it's been the talk of the town when it comes to commodities. So let's have a quick look at what's happening at the moment. So if you sort of zoom in a little bit on this chart, you can see that we bottomed out here, and the day that I have is the 11th of February. We had this pin bar print, and since then price has sort of pushed up, and we printed this low. The low that I see is at 26.03, and obviously you'll see a bit of variation between brokers. And then since then price has sort of been pushing up. Now, what we have seen during this up move, this leg up that's what, about a month old, some very, very interesting patterns print. And I was going through this today in another video, and I wanted to share it with everyone here because it's not often you get such a fantastic lesson in price action trading that you get with this. So it's a nice one to have a look at. And the first signal we're going to have a look at, or the first bar we're going to have a look at, is this one here. So this was a nice daily bar. If you switch to a line chart, and you know, perhaps if I back this chart up, you would have seen something like that. All right, you can see this very sharp bend in price off a very important zone. This is the, you could call it 33.75, 34 would also be fine. And you can see price sort of came up. You may have said we've got a double top here. We've got one top, we've got another top, we've got the sharp close down. If we switch back to the bar chart or the candlestick chart, you can see that we had a close well below all these lows. It looked great for a sell. We actually had a pending order to sell below the low here. It was actually below the low of this day because this low was printed during the Asian session, and we had a pending order back in sort of late February to sell at this point here. The order was never triggered, and price sort of went up, and you can see it very quickly re-challenged this level again. And then what happened is we had another reversal signal print. This pin bar, it's an excellent looking pin bar. You can see how it pushes through the zone, closes really nicely below the zone, nice tight close. The head is at least in the bottom third, which is fantastic. Would have been nicer if it had a sort of a longer wick, but still a very, very interesting sell signal. So we mark that one here too, so we can have a look at it. All right, what happened there? We even had, if you were to draw some sort of space in here, you even had space above here where, you know, if this is an uptrend, you would have had a whole lot of pending orders above these highs to continue to go along, and a lot of them would have been triggered, right? You can see how far this wick sticks out. They were triggered, price then turned around and collapsed straight back in there again. So quite interesting, I think, from a price action perspective. It does look like we're going to get some sort of reversal here. This is not one that we traded. I think the sort of pattern and when it occurred definitely didn't put it on my radar, but certainly a reversal signal that would have had a lot of traders interested. Let's continue on and see what happened. So a day later, this is obviously a little Sunday candle, a day later price pushes up, and the following day we challenge these highs again. So perhaps if it had a sell trade, you may have survived. Okay, you can see price did go lower before it came up, so any sort of pending order would have been triggered. You may have survived, your stop loss may have survived there. The day after that though, there you go, you're out. Now let's keep going. So we've had two pretty good reversal signals that have just been blasted. Let's keep going here, right? So price is making its way up. You can see it's making its way up to the next zone. These zones really act as magnets. So that I've got drawn at about the 38.20. I mean, there's a bit of variation there, but let's keep going. And then we had this print yesterday. Let's ignore that one for now. Let's mark this one again. Give me 1 second. Right, we had this one print yesterday, and this candle was very interesting. It went higher than the candle before it. It fully engulfed the candle before it. It even, depending on your broker, even shows that it went a little bit lower and was definitely on a great zone. If I back it up a bit, you can see we had this price breakthrough here, come back, retouch, and fall. All right, and even further back on price, you can see the importance of this zone. Here it is again, where this downtrend was eventually halted and price pushed up. So a sell off this 38.10 or 38.20, whatever you want to call it, was a fantastic area at least to look for some sort of sell. What happened yesterday? Well, I mean, I don't really have to zoom too far in for everyone to see. If you'd had some sort of sell order down here, and yesterday we did, price never pushed that low and never triggered. So again, you're not in any sort of sell trade. Now, if we back this chart up, we've had 1, 2, 3 pretty good reversal signals that have failed. Okay, because of the style of trading that we follow, we didn't lose any money on them, but they're still pretty good signals. Now, what's going on when price is pushing up, all right, and you know, you're getting a great signal on a good zone, okay, and it's not happening, and it may continue, right? We've got a zone coming up here at sort of 40. I've got it drawn at 40.70. Perhaps we'll get to here in a couple of days, next week, and then obviously the next zone is up here somewhere where we may look for some sort of reversal, and at any one of these points it may well reverse. But one of the clues that price is giving you here as to what's going on is that the stronger the trend, the more likely you are to see these reversal signals fail. Okay, keep that in mind. This is telling you that we may be starting to see a really strong uptrend. So if you back it up and we have another look at these charts, all right, I'm not ready to call this sort of move up here the start of some sort of uptrend. Not when I'm staring at a move that's dropped sort of, you know, $70, $80 almost from these highs all the way down. I'm not ready to say this is an uptrend, by no means. But what I am happy to say, and I think, you know, if you're honest with yourself, you have to agree, when reversal signals are failing, it's showing you how strong this trend is. So be cautious on any sort of sell. I'm going to actually look and see what happens at this level. I think we're going to bust through this sort of 38.20. I think we're going to break through there. If I drop to some sort of 4 hour, you can see we're already pushing through. Any sort of nice bounce on this level would give me a nice sort of target up to here. In the sort of shorter term, I'd still be looking at potentially a reversal at any one of these levels, but it's just an interesting price action lesson. I wanted to point it out. It's definitely one of the most sort of powerful you know, lessons that you can learn, and it's about context in the market. So you can say, wow, that's a great signal, wow, that's a great signal, wow, that's a great signal. Why have they failed? Well, the uptrend is really strong at the moment. You know, so just keep that in mind when you are trading. If you are a swing trader or a reversal trader and you're finding that they're not working out, it could be because the trend is just too strong against you, and this is one of the clues of how strong the trend is. Thanks for watching.